Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. And today I want to talk about smart lighting, and specifically screw-in bulbs that are Wi-Fi enabled that allow you to change the color temperature. Most of the time 16 million different colors and any shade of white that you would like, whether it be warm white or cool white. Now, there are pros and cons to each manufacturer I want to talk about today. And I just want to tell you guys about my experience and what I think about these products. Now, obviously, I love being able to change the light color and just have a cool, relaxing kind of setting for whatever I may be doing. Today we chose green, and I'm going to change that color in a little bit just to give you guys an example of some things that you might want to think about if you're looking to add this stuff into your home. Now remember, when you get bulbs like this, you lose the ability to have a switch. And if you're old school and like most people, it's convenient to have a switch where you come in the room and you turn it on or off. With this, you have to think of these bulbs as now your switch is your phone or a voice-enabled assistant. Which I think if you're going to get involved in any of this smart home tech stuff, you really need to have that to really because this stuff brings a lot of cool features into your home, but it also makes it less convenient to turn these on or off or not. Now, it's great for setting timers. It's great that every light, for instance, in this office right here, I have 2 bulbs in front of me by LOHAS. I have 2 bulbs on this fireplace here by Flux. And the lamps back there, there's another bulb in the torch lamp right there. That one's by LOHAS. And then in the actual black shaded lamp over there, that one's by iView. The other 2 brands I have are LIFX, which they're in different rooms, and Magic Light. So I want to talk about each one of those devices and just kind of give you guys my 2 cents on what I think you guys should get if you're looking to integrate this into your home, what you should really have. So 1, determine which devices you want to have these bulbs in, okay? For me, I don't have cans in the office, and as you guys know, I'm always struggling with light in here. Even though I have a bathroom with windows, I have 2 big giant windows, I mean, almost ceiling to knee level, and the color is pretty light in here. For whatever reason or another, the videos, probably my camera has something to do with it, it's never super bright. So I have a lot of lamps in here, and people are always like, get more lamps, and they say it like that too. But I already have in here 6 lamps on right now, 6. And natural light coming in. Now mind you, it's green, and we're going to change the color in just a second. But the thing is that I have a lot of lamps in here. So of these bulbs I have in here, these were all bulbs sent to me by manufacturers as part of a sponsorship to share with you guys. So before I begin, I want to thank those companies. I want to thank iView, as always. You guys are always sending me stuff. I want to go ahead and thank Flux, and I want to go ahead and thank LOHAS. And of course, in the other rooms, Magic Light and, of course, LIFX for their discount in helping to supply the house with some of their products. Now, right off the bat, my favorite bulb is still LIFX. I mean, you pay a lot for them. They are expensive, but you get the most lumens. You get the most adjustability. Their app is just absolutely user-friendly and awesome. And you get basically all the same features that these other brands have. The only difference, one LIFX bulb's around you 50 bucks roughly. You can get 3 LOHAS bulbs for $45. So, you know, you have to decide on what you want to spend your money on. Now, I still think to date, if I bought the LIFX bulbs, I did buy 2 of them on my own dime, and then as my channel started to grow, I reach out to them and say, hey, we can give you a discount code, a reviewer's discount, which they gave me 50% off to buy those. But still, $25 a bulb, still pretty expensive. I will say customer service has been awesome. I had 1 issue with one of their bulbs. For whatever reason, just stopped working, and they, no questions asked, sent me another bulb. Updates are easy. The Kelvin temperature for the whites, you can really dial in exactly the white color you want, and it's absolutely perfect, whereas these other brands, not so much. You can still get your warm, still get your cool, but there are sometimes variations in that cool or warm. So I always say that if you're going to add this stuff into your home, stick with 1 brand. If you can afford LIFX, I recommend them. If you can't, LOHAS is my next top choice to LIFX. You can get a warm white, you can get a cool white, not as good as the LIFX, but when it comes to the other colors, pretty much the same thing. In addition to that, they're 800 lumens, whereas a lot of the other entry-level lights are 600, which is your 40-watt equivalent. So the LOHAS give you a little bit more output, and they work flawlessly. Good build construction, nice light output. That's my second choice. Now let's talk about Flux. Flux bulbs I don't recommend, and these are the bulbs that are in these lamps right here. And the reason I don't recommend them is because the only smart bulb that I've had that's given me an issue. Randomly, a month, every 2 months, it'll drop Wi-Fi connection, forget the credentials, and you have to re-add it to your network, which none of the other products in my house do that. Why they do that, I have no idea. I'm not sure if they're defective, but they both do it. I'm not sure if it's a firmware issue, but I would highly suggest you not get a flux bulb until that problem is corrected. Again, I use them here. I mainly keep them on, you know, blue for the most part. As you can see right now, they're all green. But I just want to demonstrate for a second the color variation. So pick one brand, stick with that one brand throughout your house so there is no color variation. Now, if you're not concerned with, now greens are going to be greens, blues are going to be blues, and the rest of the colors are going to be pretty consistent, right, across the brand. But it's where the whites come in. So I'm just going to demonstrate something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my voice right now with the Google Assistant, which if you're going to get involved in any smart home tech gear, I definitely suggest you get, whether it be the Google or the Amazon product. It's going to save you the headache of having to pull out your phone every time you want to change the color or turn them on or off. Remember, you're losing the switch. These have to be plugged in and on all the time. So you can turn them off, but you need to use the app. Your phone becomes the app, the app in your phone or tablet becomes a switch now. So that's a little something to get used to. What's nice with the voice control products, which in this room I have a Mount Genie mounted in the ceiling with a Google Dot, Google Mini, excuse me. And so that is an awesome product. It's hardwired in through the ceiling. It's centrally located, and when you mount those devices on the ceiling like that, they can really be heard throughout almost the entire house. So it's a great way to mounting those smart or those assistants. So I want you to mute your computer if it's going to bother you. If you have a Google at home, I don't want yours going off. One guy got pretty upset that I didn't give him a warning and I didn't edit that out. But like I said, I shoot from the hip, so I'm giving you guys the courtesy of letting you know I'm going to tell the device to do something. I'm going to change the color to blue, okay? So here we go. Mute your computer. And when you see the light turn, you can unmute it. So here we go. Hey Google, change the color of the office lights blue.
You got it. Changing 6 lights to blue.
Okay, so obviously all 6 lights blue. We're going to do it again. I'm going to change the color to 3 different colors and then white. So mute your computer one more time, and we're going to end on white so I can talk about the white variation. You'll see the 3 colors are consistent. So we're going to go, we're already at blue, we're going to go red and green and then white. So 3 different times. When you see them turn white, you can unmute your computer. So here we go. Mute now. Hey Google, change the color of the office lights to red.
Sure, changing 6 lights to red.
Hey Google, change the color of the office lights green.
You got it. Changing 6 lights to green.
Hey Google, change the color of the office lights to warm white.
Sure, changing 6 lights to warm white.
Okay, so what I've done, I finished off on warm white, and I want to show you the variation of the colors. Now, if you go into the app, which is kind of a pain if you want to change each bulb to the perfect color, and unfortunately, if you go with different brands, a lot of times you're using different apps, which is only the negative thing I have to say about a lot of stuff, is that it's nice to have one app, and hopefully, at some point, Google will maybe come out with an app that controls everything, because it works, the Assistant. You can give those commands, and as you can see, in those 3 colors, all the bulbs matched, but when we went to warm white, you can see, and I'm going to pick you guys up for a second, you can see right over here that the iView bulb, for whatever reason, and you can dial this in with the app to get warm white, but unfortunately when you use your voice, it turns into like this very light pastel kind of purplish white, like very, very cool and purple. The LOHAS bulb is not as warm as I'd like to see it, but it's still pretty warm. The fireplace lights right here, you can see these are a perfect warm white color. However, this bulb didn't work not that long ago. It was still turning to a color like that. So these are the flux bulbs. They're very temperamental. Why that is, I don't know. And of course, more LOHAS bulbs, you can see they're more of a cooler white. Now, you can fine-tune those and dial those in, and I still recommend the LOHAS bulbs if you're looking for an alternative to flux bulbs that are, you know, only $45, $46 for 3. They cost as, you know, the LIFX bulb is 3 times as much. So I still recommend, you know, my favorite's LIFX, but if you're going to go with a cheaper alternative, my pick is still LOHAS. And there will be links in the description for each one of these. Flux, the only problem I have to say about Flux, like I said, it'll randomly drop that connection, lose your Wi-Fi credentials, and you got to re-add them to your network. That shouldn't be, but you can see the warm white with voice control is perfect. So a couple different, issues with these products. Again, LIFX, no issues. LOHAS, pretty darn awesome. And I just want to demonstrate right now. I'll just show you the LOHAS bulb, and I'll demonstrate that you can get that absolutely perfect. But for whatever reason or another, with your voice, you're not going to get the perfect warm white with that. So if we just go over to white through the app and we change the temperature down, we can get that down to a little bit warmer. And you can see this is where Google set it. And if we go all the way up to cool, you can see that's a very, very cool, uncomfortable light. But we bring it all the way down, you get a much warmer white, but not as warm as the Flux bulb. So again, that's the only issue. But remember, we're looking at them side by side, comparing them. It's if you didn't see the warmth of the Flux bulb, you probably wouldn't think that they look as cool as they do, but you really can't get that really warm white out of them. Now, if you wanted to, you can go into the color wheel, and hopefully you probably can't see that, so I'm just going to stop showing you here. But you can go into the color wheel here, and if I go ahead and just go into color, I can then change the saturation. So I can bring this over to what I would consider warm, like that, and then bring down the saturation where I can get, the exact color warmth that I want. You can bring that closer to red, but all this is kind of time consuming to go in there and get that perfect color. So again, most important thing is being able to set up groups, being able to set up those colors to work in unison. And the other thing with this kind of stuff is that the apps, depending on which brand you go, you're either going to have to use the Magic Light app and the Smart Life app are two of the main apps that most of these products use. With the exception of like Yeelight, they use their own app. But a lot of devices I have, such as the iView, LOHAS, and you can see the iView, before we forget, is like a pastel color. So, and that one you really can't get much warmer. So, again, very important. What I want you guys to take from this is if you're gonna get smart home bulbs or these tech products, stick to the same brand. Again, I'm using them like this because, I got them for free as part of sponsorship, so I'm not complaining. But if I was gonna buy them, I would stick to LIFX or I would stick to LOHAS. At least that's what I've discovered now. Trying to make that one brand throughout your house, but realistically, when you go into the app and you start adding the LOHAS bulbs, and I've checked out, I'm not using the LOHAS app on these, I'm using Smart Life. And that's the thing, different brands, they still have their own app, but what you'll find is as you start to add these devices to your home across the different brands, you'll see that some apps work with different devices. So, for instance, Flux works with Magic Light, Flux bulbs, and the inexpensive eBay LED controllers. Smart Life works with all different kind of brands of products, and of course LIFX only works with LIFX, but the LIFX app, like I said, is really the most user friendly. You get the most control, you can set the groups, and everything works in unison, and it's just perfectly color matched. So just a little bit of information for you guys to think about. Let me know what you guys think. I'll put links in the description to all this stuff if you want to make a purchase, whether it be LOHAS or Flux, you'll have the opportunity to do so. And guys, thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you guys think. Subscribe to the channel. As always, guys, have a wonderful day. Take care.